Live.
Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah, April 1st, April Fool's Day, which is something that Drew and I have never really celebrated. We've never, pulled like a fake prank on the show. Like, we're going to pretend we're going to leave the microphones on and argue.
Oh, God, isn't that the classic?
Or, just some wacky stunt where we've never done anything like that. And we're going to continue that tradition.
I think we have something on the board. We came up with something once. It was like, do everything the bosses say we should do on April Fool's Day. And just be like company guys for a day and see how great the show would be.
That'd be the real joke.
And the guys would be like, that was the best show ever,
Yeah,
everybody.
You guys should do that every day.
Yeah, we don't want to feed them something we don't want to keep delivering.
That's true. Good point.
That's for sure. But I'm glad we never went to Cornsville. And that we never really played the pranks on each other. None of that stuff.
No, it's just stupid. It's it's expected from, I feel like, lackey radio shows, and
Right.
I've always hated it.
And also, that's how lawsuits happen. So
yeah, right.
I got had in here. But remember when we first started the Portland version of this show, and Kevin was around.
Yeah.
And he taped the back of my mouse with a piece of Scotch tape. And I was under. You can't just get to the consoles here or to your tower.
Yeah.
So I got my ass crack hanging out. I'm under the counter.
Like,
unplugging.
did it get unplugged or something? Yeah.
And then I'm back under there. I'm troubleshooting, and it isn't until like an hour passes by, and I'm removing the mouse, and I turn it over, and it just says, "Gotcha."
It's just it's annoying. It's
Yeah.
annoying. I mean, I
Right.
guess when you're the prankster, it's funny, but
The rest of us are like, it's 5 a.m. and I need the mouse to work.
you're dealing with dust bunnies down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no wacky pranks from us. It's not only April Fool's Day, but apparently it's National Fun Day.
what?
Well,
that's
more fun.
And
whatever.
when I
That's every day here.
When I saw that, I go, that's immediately telling me it's not going to be fun. And when somebody
Right.
says, hey, man, we like to have fun. Come on over. I just go, oh, it sounds like it's going to suck.
Yeah, get ready for misery.
Board games and,
Yeah, it's
Capri
fun.
Okay, hold on a second. What's wrong with board games and Capri Suns? Like,
I mean, it's fine if you're 12 years old.
I wouldn't be bummed out if we bust out some board games and Capri Suns. Candyland, anyone?
No, let's just mix those Capri Suns with something alcoholic.
Yeah, I was going to say board games and White Claws. Now I'm
Yeah,
starting
now,
to
yeah.
come
All
around a little bit.
But anyway, so happy April Fool's Day, happy National Fun Day, whatever you're celebrating.
Welcome to the fun zone.
Yeah, have a good one. Later this morning, we've got tickets to go see one of my favorite bands, man, Weezer.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be taking over the Moda Center October 6th.
And this is going to be a good one because they're playing their Blue album from front
Their best
to back.
album. Yeah, the first one.
From front to back every day of the tour. So it should be awesome.
That's going to be great. So the whole concert we know will start with, my name is Jonas.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Such a smash.
That whole album is one of the few albums, maybe, I don't know, there's maybe only like 10 albums that I can think of that I can listen to from start to finish.
Yeah.
And you
which
turn
is
it on,
cool.
it's every single track is a banger.
Do you think for them, though, like it's great for the fan, right, on our end that you're
Yeah.
going to get this. Do you think that how many shows into the tour before they start getting tired of just repeating the exact same thing? Because there's no improv, really.
Right.
Yeah, I can imagine they're probably sick of that now.
But I mean,
doing this
yeah,
song
like
for 30 years.
when you're
Done.
talking like Buddy Holly and Say It Ain't So and the Sweater Song, it's like they already play those songs every night. But I think it will be fun for them to play songs that maybe they haven't played for a while, like deep cuts from the record that they haven't
And
played.
maybe there's cool stuff in between, like some video stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never seen
for
Weezer
sure.
live. I don't know if
Yeah.
they do any of that. But
It's going to be fun for the fan no matter what. I just didn't know if they start bleeding from the eyes
Probably.
at the 10th stop.
Yeah.
well, we'll have tickets to that show at 7:30 this morning. We've got a brand new game for you at 7:30 this morning for those Weezer tickets. Let's do this.
Well, happy 20th birthday to Gmail. I know I have a Gmail account. Who else in this room has a Gmail account?
Of course.
Yep.
Everybody. Yeah. So Gmail, or Google rather, announced it April 1st, 2004. People thought it was an April Fool's joke. They thought the Gmail announcement was also fake because it bragged about people getting a full gig of storage, which didn't seem possible in 2004, especially not for free. They announced it on April Fool's Day on purpose because they knew people would think it was a joke and that it would be good press when everyone found out that it wasn't. And 20 years later, there are roughly 1.8 billion active Gmail accounts. So I would say it worked. Happy B-Day to Gmail. We've been talking about it since the bridge collapse in Baltimore. Could this ever happen in Portland? Well, experts have weighed in. Portland probably not at risk, but they say the Astoria Bridge at the mouth of the Columbia River and the Lewis and Clark Bridge in Longview have the highest risk of experiencing disasters relating to shipping collisions. The Interstate Bridge, which I was driving by the other day, and I was like, damn, that thing looks sketchy, but it's not considered a major concern for shipping damage because the largest ships that navigate the Columbia don't pass under Interstate 5, but that's probably the only reason it's not at risk. And finally, Powerball is once again nearing the billion mark after there was no winner in Saturday night's drawing. The jackpot now up to $975 million, which ends up being about $471 million if you take the lump sum. The next drawing is tonight.
If I win that, I'm buying a helicopter, so I never have to get on those bridges again.
Okay, helicopters are also so sketchy. You would choose a helicopter over driving over a bridge.
I'd get a military chopper, like 2 propellers.
Like an Apache or something.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like that.
I want the Airwolf chopper.
I don't want anything to do with that.
Well, my point is, I don't want to be on the bridges.
That's
yeah,
fair.
exactly.
That's
Keep
fair.
me off the bridge.
Yeah. All right, more on the stories. 105.5
Thank you.
thebrew.com.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
Oil time.
Sophisticated.
We're going to check your TalkBack messages, so download the iHeartRadio app for your cell phone. Once you have the Brew streaming, press the microphone button to record. 1059 The Brew, Portland's rock station. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Coming up in a few minutes, we got a list of what gives partners the ick. Like, you know, like, when my wife does that, I get the big ick every single time. We'll give you that list. Also, something's on the rise and it might make you look at your grandparents a little differently.
Okay.
I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. Before that, though, Drew's got sports. What do you have?
We're down to the final four in the NCAA tournament. We'll tell you where we stand in those brackets.
It's coming up right after Journey at 6:26 on The Brew.
Well, it is official. The Final Four is all set. It comes down to the wire. And UConn, the last of the big dogs, along, well, I guess Purdue as well, on the other side of the bracket, are kind of where we stand now. Is it is being whittled down. And it's weird to get to a point where you've won a region. You've already won like a massive tournament. And now you got to go to the Final Four this next week and see if you can't bring home the hardware. Now, I was looking at the bracket breakdowns for us here at the station, and I thought I was toasted.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was out. And then I looked this morning, and I got to do a little bit more math. But I think if UConn wins, I'm going to win this bad boy.
What?
Tied with the salesperson, so there's a little bitterness there.
Okay.
But at
Better
least,
than nothing.
At least she's a sporty salesperson, so I know she knows her game. But if Purdue wins, that would put Laura in the top 3. But of course, the person who has the best bracket out of everyone also has Laura's team. So, but top 3 is still commendable, and that would bury a guy like myself. But it's really hard for someone to get a good bracket at this point when you've got teams like NC State making it to the Final Four. But as we turn the corner here, you're going to see a couple of superstars make a case for the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft, which is going to be right around the corner. That draft lottery will also be there. And Portland takes on Orlando today at 4 on the road. I doubt they're trying to squeeze a victory here, but one way or another, go Blazers. There's your sports.
Thank you much. Coming up here in just a few minutes, this is On the Rise among the elderly.
Okay.
And you might not be surprised what it is, but it might make you look a little different at your grandparents, which nobody really wants, but it might happen. Also coming up in an hour from now, tickets to go see Weezer, your first pair of the week.
Nice.
Because we got them all week long, tickets to go see Weezer at the Moda Center. They're going to be doing the Blue Album in its entirety. Really stoked to see the show.
Yeah.
And at 7:30, we will have those for you. You can watch the show in real time. We've got our SpyCam streaming right now at 1059thebrew.com. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura with some Linkin Park. Happy Monday. I don't know if it seemed busy on the roads for you this morning, but traffic seemed very heavy, so be safe. First of the month.
Yeah, people getting back to work.
Yeah, it's going to be nutty. I would assume since the weather's getting better, everyone wants to get their day started a little earlier.
Oh, yeah, so they can leave.
Yeah, because we've got, last I checked, let me check again, but last I checked, we've got nice weather for the foreseeable future, right?
Which
At
is
least
great.
no rain.
Right.
Yeah.
No rain.
And it's a
Yeah.
weird week because the state of Oregon had spring break last week, and this week Washington has spring break. So maybe that's why you're seeing weird traffic patterns too.
Could be.
Things are different now on my phone.
Oh.
We've got
Today's gonna be
Today
nice.
and tomorrow's
Today
going to
will
be
be
the
nice.
nicest day we've had.
tomorrow will be nice and 70 degrees, nice and sunny. Wednesday I got rain. Thursday I got rain, but Friday and Saturday just clouds.
Okay.
And the nice thing
But
is
this
even
can change, right? Because the other day it was nice.
Well, also we're working up to it. You
and
know.
we're a victim of the only so many emojis, right? So like when you pull up the rainy day, it's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours of rain.
Yeah.
Just at some point.
Whether people have to keep it interesting to keep us coming back.
Mhm,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like, find out which part of the day it's going to be raining. Right.
But yesterday, man, the weekend was so nice. It was nice to hear everyone out and about doing their thing. And there was like a little mini block party in my house on my block yesterday. And
Nice. Did you go out and hang out with the people, the neighbors?
Just a little bit. I don't. There's still a lot of kids, so it's mostly
Did you
just
fry
like
up some wieners? And
no.
So were
But
they
boy,
was it like a
some
Easter?
people were though, and it smells fantastic.
I'm guessing people are doing their Easter egg hunts and the whole deal.
Yeah, I think
out
kids
there.
are doing that, and but somebody was grilling it up, and God, I want to go over and have a bratwurst or something, but
Oh yeah.
don't want to intrude.
Can I get a quick brat? I don't want to stay. I want a brat.
just be that guy. Just mosey on over
Right.
and pretend that you're having a conversation, and then just grab a hot dog and leave.
Yeah, but it's pulling the good mood out of me. You know, this weather. I love this.
Exactly.
I'm a victim of that seasonal depression, and when
yeah.
we get weather like this, oh boy, it just makes me feel so much better. So. Happy Monday and happy April Fool's Day to you. It's also apparently National Fun Day, we found out at the top of the show.
Hey,
Man, but on
ridiculous.
Easter you drink so many beers or seltzers or whatever. It's hard to have fun the next day.
I know, right?
All right, so this is on the rise with the elderly, and it seems to this seems to happen every few months. We say STDs are on the rise.
Yeah, they like to get down.
But I guess it's even higher than it was. But older Americans now have double the STIs than they did a decade ago.
Man,
Wow.
these artificial hips don't lie.
Well, do you think it's because back in their day, they weren't really educated about like safe sex practices and stuff like that? They're like, condoms. I don't know. I'm not wearing one of those condoms. And then they end up spreading around gonorrhea.
I imagine they were harder to get a hold of back in the day, too.
It
Yeah,
just-
but I'm guessing it's
I mean, I
more
don't know.
like I'm old. I don't care.
right.
Let's do this now because you're in a home. I mean, people who are elderly now, they were pretty standard issue our age when condoms came out.
But I
They're not
mean-
like from the dark ages.
What I'm
Right.
saying is, like, you know, the kids get them at school now, you know.
Right.
They seem to be in every little grocery store. Were they like that
No,
back in the
I
day?
They
don't
were
think-
at the store in
I don't think they were as-
1990 or whatever.
But
Oh,
I don't
90,
think-
but I'm talking
So
about
that would
I'm
put
like
them-
in
I'm,
the
in
like
my
in
head.
the 50s.
That's
or
what I'm
60s,
thinking. Yeah,
yeah.
you know, like the old Chevy cars.
If they were,
classic
let's
Chevys
see,
and stuff.
when
That's what I'm thinking.
was the condom invented?
Oh, in like the 1800s.
I
they
would
were
think.
using like a lamb
Yeah,
skin.
weren't they using like skins? Like
Don't knock it till you try a lamb
I
skin.
think they're
Laura.
older than that though. I think.
I think they're from like 1600s.
When was the first condom invented? We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Because I
No,
mean,
wow, listen to this.
The first known documentation of the condom was that of King Minos of Crete. In about 3000 BC, King Minos,
Holy
who ruled
hell.
Gnosis, was a figure of history from.
And they got a
Yeah,
picture of it.
a condom is older than Christ. So,
But the modern condom, like the rubber condom,
Yeah.
with it was patented, believe it or not, by Goodyear in 1844.
Really?
In
Why don't we have
1855.
Goodyear condoms?
we should.
know.
We should.
Why?
Well, that's
It
how you
makes
got.
sense.
It's ribbed, but that's actually tread.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Like
fresh
a
data.
Goodyear tire.
Got a good tread on that one.
Fresh data shows that instances of infections like gonorrhea, syphilis, and genital warts have doubled since this time a decade ago. Among the baby boomer crowd, the researchers show that there's glaring need for conversations around STIs and with older people. It needs to be more normalized with them, apparently.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I just feel like things were different back then, so they didn't necessarily feel like they needed to have those conversations. When you get married, when you're, 20 and 21, and you marry the only person you've ever slept with in your entire life, You know what I mean? And now you're divorced or your partner's passed away. You don't know how to go about having safe sex.
Factors that feed into the problem are growing divorce rates, foregoing condoms because they no longer fear pregnancy, the availability of sexual dysfunction drugs.
Yeah, see,
And-
that's a big part of it. The fact that now you can get the ship to rise.
Yeah, just get like a
under
Blue Chew.
any circumstance, you can absolutely get back in the game.
And they say the large number of older adults living together in retirement homes is obviously a big thing. And dating apps, the olds are now using dating apps.
Yeah,
now.
like
So-
Christian Mingle.
Yeah,
and
Farmers
the like.
Only.
Yeah.
And with those places more packed, that means we're ditching the elderly. We're leaving them with a cell phone and some Viagra.
Yeah, figure
You
it
do
out,
you.
Nancy.
And it's also tough. They have rashes all over their body. How do they know that this one's
The good thing is they can
That
just
is a good
they
point.
can just say it's psoriasis or something.
Yeah.
I'm just having, a case of the olds.
I would love to know. Has your grandparents ever had an STI? Have you ever had to
Okay,
like
I'm sure.
help them out?
Yes.
Did you ever like drive them to the
That
like
would be
the
hilarious
nurse's
if
office?
like
or-
your grandpa's coming to you for advice about what to do about this rash on his junk.
Like what if you
Hey, Sonny,
what if you drove grandpa to his doctor's appointment, just an average checkup? You do it once a month, and this time
The doctor comes
You're
out.
the
He's
guy
like,
because
hey,
you're now you're talking sense. Like
Yeah.
you're their caregiver. Somebody's got to come to you and be like, "Hey,
he's got to make sure he takes these pills.
Yo, Grandpa, how did you get herpes?" He's like, "I was at bridge and she was looking at me."
Right. Yeah, you got to take these meds. You got to put this ointment on.
I mean,
have you ever had to help grandpa or grandma out?
Who cares?
866-445-1059.
by that age, do you even care?
I think
it's
you-
like
and-
what's a little gonorrhea. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, even if you got to do a suppository, I think you can just huck it in there
right?
at that point.
So, also, you can shoot us a text message if you like to at 98197. But did you ever have to like take care of grandma and grandpa because they,
They got down.
right?
They got
No
down
sh-
with some strange.
You know what? There's no shame in that.
No, man. I
honestly,
hope I
if
get
I'm
a little
about to
strange when
die-
I'm in one of those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all I have is that awful food. My mom's in one of these places.
But I think it's not necessarily just nursing homes. I think it's just the older generation in general is getting down more often.
Because they can now. Back in the day, it was like, let me will this thing to work. Now it's just clunk.
I hope if I end up in a home like that, I hope I'm getting around.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
I'm
having some
sure you
fun.
will. I'm sure you will.
Just having some fun in there.
yeah, because
you know?
everyone's gonna have the same mentality, you'd think, right?
well, and that's what happens. Everybody gets
Yeah.
loose. You get like a low price DJ in there on a Saturday.
Right.
Some Jello.
I mean, you get those
burning
pole dancers coming in and
Yeah.
putting on a show for the olds.
Yeah.
Gets everyone riled up.
You got to
What
put
do
the
you think's
energy
gonna happen?
somewhere.
All right, coming up in a bit, we got those Weezer tickets. We have them all week. Your first pair is coming up at 7. You know those videos of a patient having to like play the violin when they're getting brain surgery performed on them?
Yeah.
So they know what part of the brain's doing what. Or...
Yeah, make sure that things are working properly, I guess. Well, somebody else did that recently. This patient actually played guitar during his own brain surgery. Dr. Ricardo Kamotar. That sounds like it sounds
like a
Dr. Komoda.
Komoda.
I think I'm saying that
it's
right.
like a movie villain.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the doctor on keeping him awake, the man awake. His name is Christopher Nolan.
What?
But Nolen.
It's an interesting name.
This really is like a movie plot.
Oh, I'm sorry, Christian Nolan. I read that wrong. Yeah, it's close enough,
It's a
right?
cousin.
You're right, Christian Nolan. He played his guitar while remaining conscious during his brain surgery, and the doctor explains here.
We performed his surgery awake so that we could be able to remove the tumor safely and be sure that we weren't harming his hand function.
Wow.
And
Take the
now-
tumor out.
That wasn't him
It's not the
playing in the background, was it? He's like, well, wow, we got like a Bob Seger song.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's play it
Probably
again.
not.
He's playing
Performed his
Hollywood Nights.
surgery
It was
awake
great.
so that we could be able to remove the tumor safely
Yeah, I
and
don't
be
think he
sure that we
recorded an
weren't
album.
harming his hand function.
I don't think he recorded
There were
anything.
drums. He's like, I brought my buddy to play drums.
Yeah.
He's like,
I don't play without my guys.
Yeah, can you guys move? Make some space for my engineer, please. All right, here is Nolan on being operated on while awake during brain surgery. Here he is.
It was mainly like pressure. I could feel things moving, but no pain or anything.
I don't want it. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, can you just put me to sleep,
It's just a little
please?
pressure. I don't want to feel pressure on my brain.
Do I have to be awake for this? Can you imagine because I get nervous when they tell me they're gonna, clean my teeth.
Yeah.
And can you imagine sir, you're gonna have brain surgery, but you're gonna be awake for
Well,
it?
and then like
I'd be like, I'm not going to be awake for it. I know you're asking for that, and that's very nice of you, but I would not like to
I'm
be
actually
here.
not. I'm not going to be
I'm
here.
not
for
going to
that.
be here for
Yeah.
that.
Now, I'm sure they have some sort of anesthesia, some sort of
Yeah, I'm
numbing.
sure.
He's
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
cutting into it.
I'm sure he can't feel it, but like
Right.
you can smell it. You can hear it, like all the things,
I didn't
all
even
the
think
other
about that.
senses. You know,
Well, I mean,
when,
'cause,
you know
yeah,
when you're
you-
getting
like-
cavity, Tanner, you've never had a cavity filled, so you don't know. But like the smell of your teeth being drilled, like the dust that gets in your
Really?
nose. I imagine that's what them cutting open your skull would smell like.
Yeah, and Drew said when he got his eyes lasered, right? You could smell that a
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, and when you're awake, that's a perfect example of being awake for something you would prefer to be asleep for.
Yeah.
But even though it's not that intense, it's just the idea,
The idea of it,
that
right,
you're
yeah.
coming at my eye or my brain while I'm here, and my natural reaction is to smack that filthy hand away
Yeah.
and not allow you to do it. That's why they give you Valium.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, whatever.
Well, it's pretty impressive. The video, if you want to see him playing guitar, you can see him on the bed there. The was it the hospital? What do they call those things?
The operating
Operating
table.
tables, whatever. He's sitting there all opened up.
They should have done
Open it up.
a little amphitheater. Get the band out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe he's gonna go on tour, and the doctor's
Yeah, he
gonna.
is.
it's a great idea.
Anyway, you can go check out the video. It's pretty incredible. 1059thebrew.com. Click on Tanner, Drew, and Laura. All right, all this week, we've got tickets to go see Weezer. They're going to be taking over the Moda Center October 6th, doing the Blue Album in its entirety from start to finish.
Yeah.
Excited for that. We'll have tickets all week. Your first chance is coming up here at 7:30 this morning. And we've got a brand new game to play for these tickets, so listen to win. We got Missed Connections coming up in less than 10 minutes. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Ow, ow, ow. All right, don't forget, all this week we've got tickets to go see Weezer. Do we know who's opening up for him, or do they even have an opener?
Let me see. I believe it's listed here.
The show's October 6th at the Moda Center.
Oh, yes. Of course. How could I forget about this? The openers are also going to be awesome. Dinosaur Jr. and Flaming Lips are opening the show. So
Dinosaur Jr. I've never heard of.
they're good. Yeah, I feel like if you like Dinosaur Jr., you'll like Dinosaur Jr. I don't know if you'd be a big fan, Tanner, but
all right,
they're kind of fun.
Well, the show is going to be a lot of fun regardless, I think, because Weezer's going to be doing their Blue album in its entirety, and we've got tickets all this week. Hit 7:30. Make sure you're listening to win. Let's do this now.
Missed Connections with Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
All right, trying to bring people together here. These are real misconnections that we have found on Craigslist in the Portland, Salem, and Vancouver section.
Yeah, people need to connect.
Yeah, they do. Or get restraining orders, because there's some creepers in here.
Some things
true.
aren't meant to connect, and those end up with the law intervening.
I'll go first.
All right.
This one's just pretty straight to the point. It's called Grand Central Fred Meyer in Vancouver.
Okay.
It says, hottest lady I've ever seen at Freddy's.
That's
Short.
what's weird. I wasn't at a Fred Meyer in Vancouver over the weekend.
They must have their dates wrong.
Short, sexy dress and knee-high black stiletto boots and a cool hat. Just wow.
Wow.
That's
also,
it.
That's pretty,
Knee-highs?
at a Fred Meyer?
I mean, you are all in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stiletto boots.
I don't buy mangoes with anything less than knee highs.
Yeah.
What do you have, Drew?
Nice pants in Laurelhurst. We crossed paths Saturday afternoon, a block from the park. I was admiring your pants as you walked towards me, and you said hi.
Hi.
I would say more next time I see you. I was a little tongue-tied. Want to take a walk with me?
That's
Saying I'm staring at your pants, is that the nice way of saying I'm looking at that butt?
Maybe.
Or I'm looking at them thighs?
yeah,
Especially-
kind of a
especially
weird
if they're
opening
just
line,
like-
though.
Nice pants.
Nice pants. I mean, maybe there's something really extraordinary about those pants. Maybe they weren't just a pair of Levi's, you know?
You got a lot going on from the waist down.
Wow. Well, when you put it that way.
What do you have, Laura?
All right. Powell's, Hawthorne. You, male, were wearing a blue shirt and chewing gum. Keys were dangling from your pants.
Wow.
I had a red purse and a star shirt on, and we made eye contact. Tried to find you in the store to actually say hi, but you disappeared. You're cute. Let's go out.
There's always just a bit of stalking in some of these messages.
Yeah.
Like, I followed you for a few blocks, but then I lost track when you took a turn.
You're a man with many keys.
It's
I'd like to date
Are
you.
you a janitor?
Yeah,
There's
if
just
you're
one-
not a
Is the-
custodian.
Is the key to my heart on that key ring?
There's just some of them are just a bit, I don't know, I hate to
Yeah,
say
it's
it, they're a bit creepy.
It's a little weird. Yeah, that you followed him around the store.
Yeah.
It's like I was on your 6. I smelled you at one of the cross intersections of the 2 aisles.
Ugh.
It's a lot.
Let's
Tanner?
see. This one's called Grand Central Bakery Babe. The Grand Central Bakery Babe on Hawthorne.
Ooh, it's a good place.
You, incredibly good looking, cute, dangly earrings, a heart-melting smile, and an excellent breakfast sandwich maker.
Oh, so she was working. Nice, nice.
Me, the tall guy who kept accidentally, on purpose, making eye contact with you.
Oh, whoops. Oh, here are my eyes again.
Reach out and describe the wild shirt you were wearing, and let's grab a drink.
Here's these people again posting on Craigslist misconnections when they know where they could find the
Yeah,
person to actually go
but-
and ask for their phone number.
I don't hit on anybody who's at work. Like, if, maybe that's it for
They're
him.
stuck here.
Yeah, I feel like that's not the place people want to be hit on, so maybe he just feels
Okay, all right.
like it's
So wait
inappropriate.
till after he leaves and then leaves it on.
Yeah, wait till she leaves and then accost her when she's walking to her car. And then ask her on a date. Say, my lady, I've been waiting here for hours. It's not creepy, no.
I didn't know you were going to be working a double shift today.
You're the most beautiful damsel I've ever seen. All right, this one's good. Roadside attraction cutie in Buckman. I never do this.
Where's Buckman?
Buckman is over in my old hood.
Okay.
Okay. a little
Where's that?
P-town,
It's
Northeast.
it's like the weird in between Northeast and Southeast.
Okay.
I feel like.
It's just cool to say I'm from Buckman.
Buckman.
All right.
I never do this because I'm bored and also taken. Shady opening. there.
What? Come on now.
But you were the cute brunette fella that I made eye contact with a few times that were beyond the scope of glances. We held each other's gaze for a few moments, and I thought it was adorable. S ain't even gonna happen between us. but you're the kind of reason that makes life worth living.
I like it spelt tween us. TWEEN.
Tween us.
Ain't gonna happen, tween us.
Between us. I like how they make sure that I don't speak full sentences. I don't write them either.
Nope.
Ain't gonna be a penis tween us. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no penis between us. That's because I'm
Wow,
taking
whoa,
super bored, but taking.
Yeah, so don't get any ideas.
I'm tweening.
Anyway, hopefully we brought some people together.
Yeah, well, and if not,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know. I read them these and I just sometimes get sad, and other times there's red flags all over. I go, this person needs to call the police. But
I feel more often than not,
check
I
your
feel like
doors.
there's red flags all over.
All right, Weezer tickets coming up. It's 105.9 The Brew, Portland's rock station. All this week, we got tickets to go see Weezer at the Moda Center in October. We'll play a brand new game coming up here in a few minutes for your chance at those Weezer tickets. Before that, though, Drew's got sports coming up here in minutes. What do you have?
We're whittled down to 4 in the NCAA bracket. We'll tell you who's left and if you still have chance at victory.
That is coming up on the other side of Crazy Train. Happy Monday. It's 105.9 The Brew. Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
And now, Bruce Sports.
Damn it, you gotta catch that ball.
Here's Drew.
Well, it was a wild ride all weekend with a lot of Cinderella stories, and most of those coming to an end, but not in entirety because there's a ton of stuff left to get at here. UConn, of course, the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, got the job done in dramatic fashion. I felt bad for Illinois. You know, they're down 5 at halftime. They come out in the second half, and UConn goes on a 30-0 run. In basketball, that's unheard of. You have to shoot terribly, and they have to light you up. That happened. Illinois goes home. UConn makes the Final Four alongside Alabama in the Saturday games. And then yesterday, on Easter, Purdue punched their ticket. They'll go to the Final Four. That's who Laura's got winning it all.
Yep.
And NC State will take on Purdue after knocking off Duke. Now, that game was super exciting all the way down to the wire, and it was 76-64 in the end, but it was a momentum swing that happened that made the whole thing go. This is NC State talking about making it go.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just sticking together. Obviously, things aren't going to always go well or things are going to go wrong, but for us to stick together through the tough times and even the great times is going to be huge. Obviously, Ben made a great play. It would have shifted momentum pretty quickly, which has definitely helped for us to keep the lead and just keep us going.
Now, you have until this weekend for all that to go down, but all you got to do is check your bracket. Most of you are just going to crunch it up and throw it away. That was star Michael O'Connell for NC State. Tonight, Blazer game, actually an afternoon getter because it's East Coast against the Orlando Magic. You want to see young talent in action, this is your chance to get the job done. There's your sports.
Thank you much. All right, coming up next, we've got tickets to go see Weezer when they take over the Moda Center October 6th. We've got these all week long with a brand new game we're going to call Pick a Flick.
Pick a flick.
Yes.
I like it.
It's a very simple game. What we're going to do is we're actually going to give you categories of movies to choose from. Action film, comedy, drama, horror, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get to pick the genre, and then we're going to give you a synopsis of a movie. And then you just got to tell us what movie that is.
It's
Seems-
very simple.
Yeah, seems easy enough.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll see.
So if you know movies and you want these tickets to Weezer, you got to be caller 10 right now. We're also going to need 11 and 12 for backups. So callers 10, 11, and 12, 866-445-1059 is the phone number. Got some Weezer tickets on the line. We'll do that after The Offspring. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. Oh, yeah. Happy Monday. It's April 1st. April Fool's Day. Beefwater, are you going to be pulling any wild, wacky pranks on anybody in the office?
I don't know about that, but I avoided a couple pranks on my way here. I literally
Did
almost
you?
got into 2 accidents on my drive in today.
Traffic was
Neither
kind of
one my
crazy on
fault.
my way in. It was busy, I thought.
Had one dude on the freeway just decide to get in my lane, so I had to do that quick little switch. Luckily, nobody was to the left of me. Otherwise, I would have been the wreck causer.
Yeah.
And then out here, I was making a protected left-hand turn at a green arrow, and somebody decided that they're going to go ahead and go too,
Oh.
and just run a red light.
That is
Yeah.
inappropriate
How dare
behavior.
they?
Yeah. Well, guess what? I honked at that man.
Well, they're just pranking you. It's April Fool's. Right? It's hilarious. Watch this T-bone.
Bro, it's just a joke.
Watch this guy have a
Calm down.
meltdown at 6:30 in the morning.
But you got to do jokes people don't see coming. Like, when I get home, I'm going to lock the kids out of the house.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a great one.
It's going to be hilarious
That is-
for like hours.
I'll do that in March.
Great.
Tried and true. Yeah.
Okay.
And on like that 15th minute of tears, then I'll let
Yeah,
him
I
back
go,
inside.
I'm just playing with you guys.
Joking.
April Fool's. Ah, it's a
You
good
guys
one.
were like yelling for a neighbor.
Yeah. Let's play this.
Play Tanner, Drew, and Laura's Pick a Flick.
It's a brand new game. Tanner, Drew, and Laura's Pick a Flick. We're going to let you pick a genre of a movie. And Laura's going to describe that movie. It's a quick little synopsis.
Yeah.
Little blurb.
Then you have to tell us what movie that is. It's I think, pretty simple.
Yeah.
It should be, if you know movies.
Beefwater, does that make sense
Yeah,
to you?
Makes sense to me. Sounds
right.
like a fun game.
Let's go to the phones. His name is Matthew calling from Gresham. What's going on, Matthew?
Not a whole lot, man. Just heading into work and thought I'd catch some tickets to Weezer.
Yeah, dude. Weezer is going to be at the Moda Center October 6th. I can't wait for the show. They're going to be doing the Blue album in its entirety. And if you get this right, you will be getting the tickets. He just has to get one, right?
Yeah, he
That's
just has to tell us what movie it is.
All right. If this is
That's
too
it.
easy, maybe we make
do
him
it.
get a
We
few.
can make adjustments, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But we gotta give him the option of the genres first.
All
The
right.
maiden voyage.
Yes.
What genre would you like, Matt? Would you like comedy, horror, action, or drama?
Let's see.
Take your time. We're not
Let's
live
go
on
with,
Yeah, whenever, bud.
let's go with horror.
Horror? All right.
Horror.
All right.
Okay,
Horror
that's
is the
rude.
genre he's
Horror
choosing.
it is.
Laura, describe the film.
Here is the synopsis. 7 young outcasts are about to face their worst nightmare, an ancient, shape-shifting evil that emerges from the sewer every 27 years to prey on the town's children. Name that movie.
Stephen King's It.
That is correct. That was easy.
Yeah, it was. But
Oh, good one.
for a second, I thought maybe he wasn't going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
But-
when you start hearing the plots, you're like, well, I think they come out of the sewer in a couple of movies.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
Congratulations, my friend. You are getting tickets to Weezer. The show is October 6th at the Moda, and you're going to be there, my friend.
So rad.
All right, dude.
It's
So
gonna be
rad.
very
Thank you guys
rad.
so much.
Thank you. And if you bump into me, you better buy me a slice of sizzle pie. I want a slice.
Done.
Early on, because once it gets later on in the night, they start to curl like witches' shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to
We can
uncurl.
lock arms and each have a slice.
There you go. Now you're dialed.
All right, hang on the phone. We'll get your information. So there it is. I don't know. Maybe, Beef, do we make it more difficult? Do we just make them do one, or do we have them answer three?
I feel like the difficulty depends on the individual.
Yeah.
I guess
think
you're right.
we
And
need
their
a
knowledge.
sample size of this week to really make it.
We'll do it like this for a while. We'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
we'll see. We'll see.
Because when she said, like zombies and stuff or whatever it is coming out of the sewer.
Yeah, because I didn't say anything about it being a clown.
I didn't know
just
what that- I
thought
didn't
it
know
was
that
a
one.
You didn't know that one?
documentary about
Okay.
Portland.
Here, let's let's play again with the beef water. You
right.
want to play, Beef?
Yeah, I'll be terrible at it, but I'll give it a shot.
All right, Laura, go ahead.
What genre?
Comedy.
Okay. This should be an easy one.
Yeah.
All he's ever wanted is to be a professional hockey player, but he soon discovers he may have actually may have a talent playing an entirely different sport, golf.
All right, these are too easy.
Yeah, that one would be Happy Gilmore.
Right.
That's
yeah.
correct, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they are a bit easy. Maybe we just. I mean, we tried to give them just softballs today.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Let's do another one. Give him do another one.
Okay. All right.
Let's not
okay.
let him be
I
successful.
feel
Yeah, I
like-
want him to fail.
Okay.
Give him War and Peace or
It's much
something.
better for the show.
We'll try this. A man is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in prison for the murders of his wife and her lover, a crime he says he didn't commit. While in prison, he befriends a fellow inmate and becomes instrumental in a money laundering scheme led by the prison warden.
Oh, that's a slam dunk. On Golden Pond, starring Jane Fonda.
I'm sorry, Beefwater, that's incorrect.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree, aren't we,
Oh,
Laura?
that's too bad. All right.
Okay,
Shank.
We'll play it
yes, that's
again. Right.
okay.
It is Shawshank. Yes, we'll play this game again tomorrow at 7:30 for your chance at tickets, and maybe it'll be a little harder. Maybe it'll be this, just as easy. Who
Any
knows?
Jane Fonda movie is going to be a good sell, though. That's good thinking.
Yeah. If you want to send us a talkback message, it's real easy. All the information's right here. Listen. 1059 The Brew, Portland's rock station. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Coming up in a few minutes, someone posted on Reddit a list of animals they think that they could beat in a fight. Like if they were to fight these animals one-on-one, this is the animals that they believe that they could destroy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll share that in a few
People
minutes.
sure are confident, huh?
They really are. And we would love to know what kind of animal you think you could fight if you had to.
All right.
That's coming up here in about 10 minutes. Before that, though, Laura's got the news. What do you got?
Even though we're not in the path of the solar eclipse on Monday, there's a way you can still watch it. I'll tell you how.
That's coming up after Pearl Jam on The Brew.
Brought to you by Hulu Plus Live TV. Switch today to watch over 95 live channels. Now, here's Laura.
Your data might be on the dark web. AT&T confirmed in a statement over the weekend that a leak did happen about 2 weeks ago, affecting 7.6 million current customers and roughly 65.4 million former account holders as well. This data includes social security numbers, but no call history or personal financial information. The company did say a number of AT&T passcodes were compromised, and all affected customers have had their passcodes reset.
And I heard
So
that
just a heads up there.
the news said this morning that they got your social security information and
Yeah. And it's so
your
funny.
address.
So funny listening to those interviews because they're just kind of like, well, what can you do about it? And the answer is always, well, not much. Just change your password. You know, it's like, okay, well, that makes us all feel better.
And I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. I don't change my password nearly enough.
I don't think anyone does.
The radio station makes us change it every 3 hours, but
Yeah, which is annoying, but probably
ones.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know?
It's to remember all these passwords. So like,
Right.
oh, use one that you don't have a history with. What?
It's like that. What?
I've done 45 of these.
Right. It's tough. On Monday, this coming Monday, a week from today, not everyone is going to be able to make it to the line of totality and enjoy this historic solar eclipse in its prime glory like us. We're completely outside of the line of the eclipse. But for those people, there is always the internet. NASA is going to be hosting... NASA. They're going to be hosting a live streaming event. And what's more, you're not going to go blind staring at it on your computer screen or smartphone. So keep your eyes safe. NASA's coverage is going to start at 10 a.m. and is going to feature the eclipse as it happens across the country.
and that's the only place we can see it. So right.
Yes, indeed. So check that out. And finally, you may have seen this. There's a bit of controversy in the NCAA women's basketball tournament yesterday as the three-point lines were found to be different lengths at the Moda Center. The NCAA gave NC State and Texas the option to delay the two games, but both coaches decided to go ahead and play with the different three-point lines. NC State did end up winning 76-66.
That's really pathetic. Like, we're trying to get the men's games here as well.
Yeah.
And we sacrifice everything with our sports gambling to do so, and we can't measure the three-point line.
They're like, oh, well, if you just wait a second, we can retape the lines. No,
Yeah,
it should
you
have been
have to-
done right the first
Right.
time. So we'll see how many more games we get and if we host more NCAA tournament teams in the future. More on those stories, 1059thebrew.com.
Thank you very much. Coming up next, on Reddit, someone posted a list of animals they think that they could beat in a fight. It's actually a survey done by YouGov, like a full survey of
Okay.
animals that they think they could fight. There are some animals that I think that I could take on and win. Sure, and then there's some that I think that would completely kick my ass. So
Let's get mauled.
we'll share this with you coming up right after Tom Petty. Happy Monday. It's Portland's Rock Station, 1059 The Brew, Tanner, Drew, and Laura. All right, so somebody on Reddit posted this, and apparently it's the results of a YouGov survey that was created showing the percentage of Americans who think that they could win in a barehanded fight against different animals.
Now, we do live in a pile of delusion in this country where we think we can, fight in battles and wars when we've never tried. So I think there's going to be some delusion here.
Right. Now, I've said on the air jokingly before that I think I could take on a shark. Listen, I think...
You just pop it right in the nose, easy solution, right?
I have heard of things like that. You pop in the nose or the eyeballs. But still, if a shark really wanted to take me down, obviously it could. But,
Especially in my swim game's not quite Michael Phelps. I can swim, but not like a shark.
I remember that video that went viral of the guy who went to save his dog because it was being attacked by a kangaroo. And he pretty much squared up with that kangaroo. He was like, what's up?
Kangaroos are crazy.
And he actually fought the kangaroo for 10 seconds. Not even that long, but just a second. He took a swing at it. And
just long enough to let him know I'm here to battle.
I do think adrenaline, because you've seen people do that too, where there's a bear about to attack their dog in their backyard or something, and they'll run out and shoo the bear away and scare the bear, which is not recommended. But, when you're in the moment and you're all worked up, sometimes you just do what you got to do.
I wonder, if I were in that situation, would I be able to fight that animal? Could I win if I had to?
I can't imagine.
I think there are some.
You mean specifically, or just
a kangaroo?
Yeah, could I fight a kangaroo?
It would hop up and kick you right in your guts.
Yeah,
there's no fighting
a kangaroo. A kangaroo kick is no joke.
What scares me about kangaroos is that they're yoked, and that's without working out.
Especially the one you're referring to in that video, the way when it came out of the water, like it just came from Planet Fitness.
It's like Rambo.
They look like they've been on a creatine testosterone ride.
If I went to Planet Fitness and there's a kangaroo in the treadmill, I'm turning around.
No, he's not on the treadmill. He's that guy setting off the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness because he's dropping his weights. He's like, hey, bro, we said no dropping the weights. You got to calm down.
Kangaroos out in the bush, bench pressing logs. The other one's spotting it.
Exactly.
But I think across the board of animals, it's going to be some yes, some no, some you fight to the death, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, I got the results here of this poll.
All right.
Is there, off the top of your head, Drew, is there an animal you think, I could kick its ass?
See, this is a very concerning list because there's things I know that I could win, but I know it would hurt me bad. Because even a fight with a raccoon where I've had to face off with before and not actually brawl, but deal with them in the cage and all that, they will tear you to shreds.
Yeah,
they will die. I will choke you and look into your eyes as it happens, but you will rock me.
That's the thing about animals. They'll fight to the death, right?
Yeah, they'll never stop until you take the last breath out of their lungs.
That's the animal that first came to my mind was raccoons for some reason. I don't know why.
I feel like they could kill you in the long run, though, because you could beat it, but the rabies and the diseases.
First, the bites and their fangs, they have the five fingers, and they're so and
that's an extra weapon.
And they're really just scrappy.
To have the thought that you could give us rabies, on any scale, any rodent who wants to fight, even the aggressive meth head squirrels in my yard, I wouldn't want them scratching and biting on me.
Well, more than 1,200 people answered questions about which, if any, of 34 different animals they could win against in barehanded fights. And these are some of the answers. The animal that most Americans feel confident they could beat in a fight is a rat.
So I've killed a rat, but I used a broom.
72% said that they would win against a rat. 20% don't think that they could, and the rest just aren't sure. You don't think you could beat a rat? You just kick it, right?
There's no weight classes in this situation?
Just kick, no.
Just any animal.
I just kick that thing into the street and let a car take care of it.
Well, and it also depends on the rat. Some of them are pretty agile. I mean, if you get your foot on them. But when I had to kill the rat,
New York rats are pretty big.
They're giant.
We were in the south of France, and we went into a house that had a couple of rats in it, and I'm talking big boys, like the size of a mini football.
Oh.
And everybody was trying to get rid of this rat, and I'll never forget because I swung a broom and hit that rat, and it came off the ground and hit the wall and just and fell. And then I beat it 3 more times with a stick. And I turned around and my entire family looked at me like a serial killer. They were like, that was aggressive. And I was like, you said to.
Yeah.
And so I definitely killed a rat with a stick, but it was multiple hits.
I'm wondering too how many of those people are the people who are like, I would never harm an animal. I could never kill it. Because
people
I think
turn on you when you kill one in front of them. I promise you.
I feel like it would be a traumatic thing to see. But
next is the house cat. Apparently, 69% believe that they could tackle a house cat, followed by a goose. 61% that they could beat a goose up.
By the way, random side note.
Geese are mean, by the way. My
Has
grandmother.
anyone
I'd rather
noticed,
fight the cat.
Has anyone noticed the lone goose?
Yeah.
When you drive around, I'm assuming it's like a male goose, like protecting.
I saw a dead one on the side of the road nearby.
Oh, no.
And I think that might have been its mate.
Oh
So they're
no,
probably
because he has
looking
been
for that
standing tough.
Yeah, I think
Hanging
it's
out, just eating grass all day.
I think its
Really
girlfriend
roams
was
the area.
hitting. I think somebody hit and ran a duck or a goose or whatever.
Yeah,
no,
this
I-
other goose is on suey watch out there.
He's like, I'm coming after you, bro.
So my house cat's pretty lazy. I think I could just yeet her into the wall. She's probably.
but I don't want to
fine.
think about
She's
killing
thick.
my
You gotta
cat.
eat hard.
Yeah, I don't want to damage
And
my
this is
wall.
bare hand. This is bare hands,
And
right?
are we just talking
Yeah.
just your average house cat or the angry ones?
Because
You know what I
so
mean?
it's
the
just-
ones that are trying to climb the
just
inside
cat.
of your
But I
legs.
think,
says
but I
it's
think
house
they'll
cat.
all turn angry if you turn angry on
Yeah,
them.
when you
right?
first time you give it a big punch in the belly, it's not your friend anymore.
Right.
Only other animal that Americans tend to think that they could take on is a medium-sized dog, but not even half. 49% feel sure about it, and only 23% are confident they could win against a large dog. Dude, they'll bite you.
They're going for
I
your
don't know,
neck. I mean,
man,
they're-
dude.
And they
I
don't
think a dog could kick your
enjoy
ass.
when they latch on. They don't let
Yeah,
go.
good
So
luck.
Dude, I was throwing the frisbee for my dog just the other day, and she got so excited, just full force barrel right dead ahead for me, and then leaped, jumped up, and just smashed into me on purpose as hard as she could. Hit
Yeah.
me so hard it ejected the phone out of my pocket. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it
Man,
was for
freight
real.
trained you.
what was she trying to
So,
do? She's just
She
trying
was
to
just
show
excited.
her affection.
She was just happy I was throwing the frisbee.
Yeah.
And she almost took me out. So if she was mad at me,
Right.
I would think I wouldn't stand a chance at all.
61% feel that they could take on a goose. That number drops to 30% against an eagle. After that, it just goes downhill from there. 17% believe that
Eagle?
they could win
Yeah, the talons. Were
unarmed
really...
against a chimpanzee.
I don't think you could get
No
your
way.
hands on like a bald eagle. Let's go all the way.
A
That
pissed
bald
off-
eagle would just would rope a dope. You just
Decimate
keep
you.
coming down and scratching your neck.
And if that thing
face.
got into a little bit of meth, a little bit of bath salts in the wild, oh, you're done for. You're done.
it's over.
You're done.
Pretty sure there was a movie about
I would
that.
not want to fight an eagle.
No.
Coming down, flopping, wearing an eye patch. You know he's just been in some stuff before. Coming to take you
See
out.
that eagle from the General commercial? You remember that guy?
Yeah.
Well, and that bald eagle's protected, so I don't even think you can punch it back. You just got to block.
Right, you
Actually, I
just
think
gotta
that was
let
a-
it happen.
I think that was a penguin, Laura. I think that was
No,
a penguin.
the
And
general was
the general used to be
not.
in the car with the penguin. He used to be the general and a penguin, and they would drive in a car together.
What's the
Go to the
commercial
general
where
to
the
save some
Eagle's
time.
its own thing. I think there was like a battle eagle something.
And he like lands on the car. He's like, and then he tells you
yeah.
about car insurance.
Are you
No?
thinking there is a? I think it was out of Detroit. There's an insurance company, and an eagle lands
So
on the
maybe
car.
that's what it is.
And
Maybe
it's
it's
like a dude in an
regional,
eagle,
yeah.
eagle costume.
What animal do you think you could take on in a fight? 98197's our Lazy Boy text. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. We're taking your text messages on animals that you think you could fight.
Yeah.
After this post on Reddit went viral because of a survey that YouGov did saying that most Americans think that they could beat a rat, right? It was 72% that they could
that's fair.
confidently beat a rat in a fight.
I think that's fair.
Because if you lose to the rat, like here lies Drew, the rat killed him. It's not a great
it's
legacy.
Embarrassing.
So what animal do you think you could fight? I think I could, if I got a good shot, I could punch a bird right out of the sky.
Oh, stop.
I feel like if I needed
a bluebird or like a cardinal, something beautiful.
And something big. And maybe slow. All right, Drew's got sports coming up next. What do you have?
NCAA tournament's down to 4. We'll tell you who's left and who's likely to take it all.
That is coming up right after Cinefold. Happy Monday. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew.
One, two, three. And now, Drew's Sports.
Damn it, you gotta catch that ball.
Here's Drew.
Well, the NCAA tournament has been whittled down to 4, and a lot of people, they just start taking 1 seeds and they go all the way to the middle, just picking the whatever the lower number is. Well, that would have got you 2 teams to the Final 4. The team I have winning it all, UConn and Purdue. The team Laura has. I'm hoping that this weekend that those teams both win, just so we can get a little friendly rivalry going into the final game.
I like that.
Now, it won't necessarily be for all the marbles, but it'll be for a top 3 slot for either of us. Now, UConn did handle Illinois. Alabama will be facing them in the next round. And that's not a gimme. It's not going to be an easy situation. The other two teams who are going to the big deal, of course, you had Purdue knocking off Tennessee, and NC State gets the job done against Duke, 76-64. The first time since the early 80s that NC State has made a run to the Final Four. And it was after the game that Star O'Connell talked about what it took to get the job done against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just sticking together. Obviously, things aren't going to always go well or things are going to go wrong, but for us to stick together through the tough times and even the great times is going to be huge. Obviously, Ben made a great play. It would have shifted momentum pretty quickly, which would definitely helped for us to, keep the lead and, just keep us going.
Now on Saturday, it'll all come down to the wire, as you've got Purdue as a pretty heavy favorite, and the same with UConn. So that prediction of what might possibly happen and could be our two teams when it's all said and done, but don't count the Wolfpack out at this point, or Alabama, as they've been shocking people the entire way. There's your sports.
All right, there's a Reddit thread talking about animals that people think they could beat in a fight. Which animal do you think you could take on in a fight and win? We'll take some of your calls here in a few minutes. Download that iHeartRadio app for your cell phone and send us a talkback message. It's free. It's 105.9 The Brew. All right, this Reddit thread has gone viral. It's a survey from YouGov, and it was a bunch of people talking about animals they think that they could fight bare-handed, bare-knuckled, and win. And most people, 72%, said that they could beat a rat in a fight if they had to. Here's where it gets a little crazy.
Okay.
I think some people are a bit delusional because some folks think that they could win against some really dangerous animals. Like 12% of people think they could fight a wolf and beat it.
Stop.
I don't think
Come on.
And now it's interesting
Maybe
because
a sick wolf.
Yeah, because they're not all wolves are created equal. There are like little ratty looking ones, but I think
a little malnourished wolf I could probably beat up.
You probably could, but I think it goes back to your point from earlier. Maybe you don't survive the long game because a rabies, riddled wolf sounds like the worst bite you could get.
And like maybe you'll get out without dying in the fight, but you're not gonna kill it. Like I think
you gotta bash it.
Yeah,
on repeat.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't buy that.
Liam Neeson took on like 6 wolves once in that movie. Remember?
Well, you're not Liam Neeson.
Well,
not you, but
Tanner
people
also
in
has
general.
a particular set of skills.
Yeah, how dare you?
Like how dare you say such a thing?
Yeah, so 12% that they could take on a wolf, 9% that they could fight a crocodile and win.
No way.
Also, the 9% say they could fight a gorilla. Look how yoked they are.
come on.
They don't even work out and they're that jacked.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat up a gorilla.
A gorilla would take care of you like Mortal Kombat. Like it would pull your head off with your spine attached. You're not beating that. In regards to
Without
the crocodile,
breaking a sweat.
just over the weekend saw this old timer in a video on my Instagram feed. It must have been like Louisiana or Florida Everglades or something. But there's a crocodile in his yard.
Yeah.
With its mouth open doing the hiss thing, and he just walks up to it with a frying pan, cracks it one time, and it goes like it's going to fight with the dude. He cracks it again, and it just turns around and heads off to the water like, I ain't got time today, Grandma.
I do feel like the people down there are built different.
And
We're
wasn't
talking
scared a bit.
We're talking bare hand. I mean, a frying pan is
Yeah,
a
that's
nice
true.
bit
That's
of
true.
weaponry.
That is a weapon. That is true. That is
and
true. Can,
now
he, can he do that? He just walk up and bitch slap it. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, now we're talking. Now that gorilla, I liken it to, we all have that buddy or that friend or the Big John type character where it doesn't matter how much you work out or you think that you can throw a combo. Certain things are so massive that you don't move them.
Yeah, like
they
this.
move you.
8% of people also think that they could take on an elephant or a lion.
Stop.
You're out of your mind. Bare
Bare-handed?
hands,
The
no
lion
weapons.
Stop.
kills you in a second.
It doesn't even have to try.
No.
It doesn't even have to try.
What are you
What,
gonna
do
run?
what are these people thinking?
I don't know.
This can't be real, right? They're not
This is
serious.
real.
It's the same people who think that they could jog 7 miles on the first day of battle when they haven't jogged
Yeah.
since high school.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of armchair quarterback.
When that adrenaline kicks in, that's all I need.
Yeah, you dump that in about 30 seconds, then you want to throw up as it eats you.
So people start getting a little more realistic when it talks about a grizzly bear. Only 6% of people think that they could fight a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
I can fight it as in I swing, I die.
We did get some some talkback messages. Through the iHeartRadio app, download it for your cell phone. It's free. Once you have the Brew streaming, press the microphone button to record something.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw out my nonsense. Check it out, my friends. I'm 33 years old. I've done 6 years in prison, been homeless for 15 of that 33 years. I've done a lot of times into crazy stuff and been in some fights, and you're not fighting a cat. You're not fighting a goose. Because for one, that goose can fly away. For two, them cats, they bite, they scratch. You're gonna try to fight that cat, and you're gonna get over it because it's gonna hide and scratch and bite. And you're gonna get over it. Give up.
And maybe I'm a pansy, but a pissed off cat can be scary.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The way they hiss and then they'll dig into your legs.
And the
they're
claws.
quick. They are quick.
They are very quick.
Yeah.
And they're kind of wily. And even when I try to pick up my own cat, she scurries away and like wiggles out of my grip because she's like, nah, not having it.
And they look like certain cats. Some look pathetic, but certain cats look like you just put a real life tiger in a shrinking machine. That tiger's in there. Whether it can hit you with everything it wants to, it's in there.
But also, big tigers are just little kitties too. You see them, they're just doing little
That's true.
cat things.
I know.
Happy April Fools, guys. Sean Britt here. I don't know about fighting, but I know that I've wrestled a couple cougars in my day.
Oh,
Boy, I tell you,
Come on, Sean.
it takes a lot out of you.
I'm sure
What's up, recruits? Tough to love. Good morning to you. I think I could take a sloth. Yeah, I could definitely take on a sloth. I think I could get that one. But also, I think I could take on an elk. Just give me a bottle of Jaeger.
Oh, come on.
Boom, that thing's lights out.
You're not taking on an elk.
Yeah, and even his first
I
step
love you, Toph.
beyond the elk is like a sloth. They are extremely slow, but I guess if you get in their business, if you scare them, they'll take a swipe at you or a bite at you. And they're that little, you've seen those talons.
Yeah, those claws are no joke.
And I guess the teeth are like razor blades too, but
That's how my ex-girlfriend's toenails got. It was gross.
And speaking of toenails, there's a 3-toed and a 2-toed sloth.
which one's more dangerous?
The 2-toed's more likely to give you a swipe. They're a little bit more aggressive. and they will bite you hard and not let go.
These text messages are coming in on our Lazy Boy text line. This one's from 3324. It says, I have a buddy that thinks he could take a cougar in hand-to-paw combat. In his defense, he has been to prison a couple times, so maybe he could. This text is coming from 9985. It says, if it was a single wolf, I think I could take it on.
No.
If it's I know that if it's him or me, I'm going to break its leg, punch the hell out of its neck, and then try to break it with break the windpipe, I guess.
The broken leg's a good idea because it is probably the most, available part of a wolf.
But I mean, there's 4 of them. You can break one, and then they'll be like, okay, cool, what else you got? And all the while, they're running and kicking, and
it's not an easy thing. It's not like breaking pool cues.
I think your only chance of beating a wolf is if it chokes on your Adam's apple.
It chokes eating you.
Couldn't you, they're probably too heavy to pick up and swing by the tail.
Probably not by the tail, but you could pick up a smaller wolf and slam it.
Yeah, and slam it against a tree or something. I'm thinking that.
I'm just thinking about the damage, when a dog has scraped you or, even accidental
Dude,
stuff.
my dog,
it is violent.
Yeah, my dog nipped me on accident when I was, I had a wrapper. I was trying to take a wrapper from him. And I got infected. I had to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, because those teeth
And he's
are
a golden
real.
retriever just, in a house.
He's just a dog.
So, how much does Cooper weigh?
He was a thick bitch for a bit there, so he's been on a diet. He's probably about 75, 80 pounds.
Okay, still 75, 80 pounds. Consider that's the weight of this wolf that you say you can fight. Can you pick that thing up by the tail? Could you pick Cooper up by the tail and swing it around?
You could rip the tail off. Maybe I've been trying to,
There's just no way.
I think,
I don't buy it.
But you also got to think that when we're talking about survival, and you're laying there with the wolf, and it's chewing on you, and you're just repeatedly trying to hit it with your elbow in its eye socket.
I'm not saying you're not going to give it your best shot.
Eventually, the single wolf, I'll put myself on the list. Small wolf, single wolf, maybe.
Yeah, but then it does that deal where it bites and then it starts shaking its head all wild like that, and
Yeah,
then that's
dude,
going to throw
that's-
you off.
As soon as it clamps
gonna rip you
down,
open.
you're not getting out.
You
You're
better
not getting
be
out.
close to a hospital because I'm thinking when you fight a wolf, you're not.
You're
at
gonna-
the,
yeah,
you're,
you're in the woods.
You're in the wilderness.
You're in the woods.
You're
You're lost.
a long way to go.
All right, yes.
I was
be
just going to
quick.
say, even when it's just looking at you with its lip up, giving you those little front
Yeah,
teeth,
I'm
just letting
running
you know,
away.
that's enough. We're
One
cool.
Elvis snarl and I'm out of here.
More of your calls and texts. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Still getting calls here from people talking about what kind of animal they think they could fight and win. Now, I was thinking about it. I think I could. I'm confident when I say I think I could fight like a king penguin and kick its ass.
Yeah, and are they violent? I don't know a lot. I mean, now granted,
like they would be.
My thought is they're like a Tommy Tippy cup that I could just kind of push over.
Yeah, they look creepy, because they're tall. But I think I don't think they can.
They lack the agility.
They got little fins. They can't punch.
And what are you gonna do to me?
They're gonna slap.
Okay, but they have beaks. They got a big beak.
I'll punch its beak right off of its dumb little head.
Peck your eyeballs out. And they how tall are king penguins? They're pretty tall. And I feel like they'd be pretty sturdy.
All right, well, how about a medium
like
penguin?
Pop and their chest.
I could take any penguin.
Any penguin.
I don't think so.
I think I could take any penguin. No. By the way, a tall penguin can stand anywhere between 70 to 100 centimeters. That's
what is that? Give me that.
28 to 39 inches.
Yeah, that's a lot. But at the same time,
I still think
it's
I could fight
still
it.
a penguin. Like it doesn't. What's it gonna throw? 1-2 with flippers?
Yeah, I'm gonna knock it over.
Maybe.
You remember those old
slap you with
toys?
those flippers?
Remember those old toys a kid would get and you'd punch it and it would always right back up? That's kind of how I see a penguin, except for it doesn't come back up.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I don't think this is the same situation. I think you'd get destroyed by a penguin.
I'll front kick a penguin and I will walk away triumphant.
I don't like the look of
no
the
shame.
beak. The beak does look like they could poke the worm right out of my pants. I mean, these are pretty legit.
Yeah.
We got some talkback messages. And of course, you can send us one anytime. Just download that iHeartRadio app for your cell phone.
I could believe somebody being able to take on a wolf and actually win. But the lion...
By the way, a lot of people, if you missed this segment in the last few minutes, what was it? How many people? 12% think that they could take on a wolf and win.
And we were saying that you would, even if you won, you would be bloodied and in serious trouble.
Yeah, what's the definition
thing.
of one? Like you killing the wolf or just walking away not
Yeah, like winning. Winning's an interesting
It can't
term.
get up. It's crying.
Victory is I'm breathing, you're not.
Right, okay.
But the lion, no. Lion just watch you. That paw is probably just as big as most people's faces.
Yeah, I just had it dawn on me, like, some of these could be circumstantial. Fighting a bear, for example. Am I at a carnival fighting a bear in a cage? Or am I out in the woods, been lost for a month, got fingernails, hungry, and a little bit crazy because I've been lost out in the woods for a month and I ran into a bear? Because I might be able to, I'm probably going to get killed, but I might fight that bear.
I would think out in the wild is what I'm thinking, because at a carnival, that thing's sedated. It's probably not getting fed properly. You're probably going to be able to beat the carnival bear.
And if he's, I get what he's saying, that if you're more crazed, you have more opportunity.
But you're going to be tired. You're not going to have food. You don't have
a
a protein bar in the wild and you're eating berries.
That's a good point, because if not fed, your energy just leaks.
Gotta have energy to kick a bear's ass, I would think.
Yeah, you definitely. I feel like there's a Cliff Bar ad in there somewhere.
I mean, that bear just ate
crush a bear.
That bear just ate 8 fish for breakfast.
Yeah,
it's going to beat you up.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid, my dad was a Schwann's man, and he had a route out the McKenzie River area outside of Eugene. And one of his customers, they had a purebred wolf that they half-assed domesticated and had as a pet. His name was Bruno, and I got to meet the dog once. That thing on all 4 legs stood up to the middle of my chest, and I'm 6'6".
Yeah, you're not beating a wolf.
Good morning, Brew Crew. This is Big John. A American wolf can weigh up to about 180 to about maybe almost 200 pounds. So, yeah.
Well, big ass animal, man.
He sounded like he was throwing a wolf around while he was talking to us.
Probably.
But the American wolf, you look at it, it looks extremely dangerous.
Right.
So yeah, if you lived, you'd be in big trouble.
More of your calls and texts coming up in just a few minutes. We also have another edition of the Dumbass of the Day. We are commercial free, thanks to Lazy Boy on the Brew. October 6th, 1059 The Brew welcomes Weezer to the Moda Center. I cannot wait for the show because they're going to be doing the Blue Album in its entirety.
Yeah, which, like, no offense to Weezer and their latest endeavors, but I
was
mean,
the
the
best
Blue
album.
album is the album,
That's the
and
best
when
album.
are you ever going to get to see them play it, all of it, from
It's
front to back?
The only Weezer album and one of the few albums that exist at all that I can listen to from start to finish. You just
Right.
put it on and there's not one track that I want to skip. So.
Yeah, and if you do like other songs, I think they're going to be sprinkling those in as well. But
Okay, so they're throwing Hash Pipe or something.
sure,
Beverly
yeah,
Hills.
of course. But yeah, I think from start to finish, they're going to be playing the Blue album, which should be pretty cool.
We will have tickets all week. We already gave away a pair today, but we will have another pair tomorrow at 7:30. And you also have another shot online right now at 1059thebrew.com. Yeah. We're commercial free thanks to our friends at Lazy Boy with some Pink Floyd on the Brew. Portland's rock station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. So we were supposed to announce our trash bandits this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I know
in a holding
people.
pattern.
People
Yeah.
were really excited about that, us included.
Yeah, we actually got a couple of, I don't know if these are them or not. We got a couple of talkbacks from people wanting to know when it's going to be announced. Anyway, I didn't play them this morning, but we were supposed to announce it at 8 o'clock. We had to punt. And
Yeah.
I'm not, in case he can explain it better, B. Flar can explain it better, but he's not in here right now.
Red tape.
There's some red tape. So we know where and when we're doing it at. We just have to wait till the papers are signed or something.
Like, it's just like permitting and things
Yeah,
along
It's like
permitting.
final approval, which I guess I thought had already been done.
That's what I thought. Well, apparently the last two trash bandits, we didn't have to do that. This is the first time they're making us jump through all these red tape hoops.
And I wonder if it's because they've seen our turnout.
Are they seen the people who show up?
Well, there's a lot of people.
That's right. And they're like, I guess, if 100, I can't remember the number, but it's a certain amount of people show up at a park, you're supposed to have a permit.
Yeah, but
whatever happened to a barbecue?
I guess
Like,
I just
we're
don't-
cleaning it
Yeah,
up. We're not there to
right.
party. We're there to clean it up.
Like the whole purpose is just to pick up trash. Like I don't know why it's so difficult to get the okay
Yeah.
to do that. But I mean, I get it. Rules are rules.
So we were supposed to get it, I guess, on Friday, but then 5 o'clock came around and,
And it's not there.
I know.
it
I
wasn't
love.
there.
I love it when we talk about it and then
Dude, we
put up
plugged
a,
it all
put up a
week.
social media post about it.
I
and
was
they're like,
we get the text message, or I guess it was an email on Friday saying, "Hey, we're gonna have to wait on Monday to make the announcement."
I guess I'll just take that social post.
There was
down.
like 5 or 10 minutes there. I was just rotten.
Yeah.
I'm like, we
I
plugged
know.
it all week long.
I know.
Who looks like
But
asshats?
It's not
them.
It's not
us.
our fault. It's not our fault.
Luckily, it's not a long-term punt. It's just.
It'll be fine. We just gotta wait.
So I guess it'll be tomorrow, hopefully, right?
Can we say when it is?
Let's not.
I
Let's
don't
not
know.
predict another time, guys.
Yeah.
Until we know, because we're just gonna fail
Yeah.
tomorrow.
That is true. Maybe we should just like stop teasing the tease.
Dude, every time I
Because
tease
it
something, every time I tease something, if I say, "Hey, this comedian's going to be in here next,"
Just
she
kidding.
they won't show up, or
Right.
it's just so frustrating. Anytime
Like
we tease something
jinx
big,
it every time.
yeah. So I just almost want to never mention anything
Yeah.
and just do it.
Just
All right,
for-
that's our new motto.
Just do it. I think that's been taken.
is that taken?
actually.
Son
We're
of a
flying by the seat of our pants over
All right.
here.
Well, that's the plan. Trash Bandits is coming, and we
Yeah.
do know that it's supposed to be this month. And as soon as we get that green light, we'll make the announcement. Hopefully, that'll be tomorrow.
And that way, everyone can free up your schedule.
Yeah. But the plan is to show up at a local park somewhere in the Portland, Vancouver area and just clean up these parts.
Yeah.
Damn trash bandits. We're commercial free thanks to Lazy Boy on 105.9 The Brew. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. We are commercial free. And coming up here in a few minutes, another edition of the Dumbass of the Day. That's right after the Black Crows, actually. It's 9:32. Before we get to another edition of the Dumbass of the Day and tell you about this playmate who tried to bribe a federal agent to spring her boyfriend from jail.
Oh, no.
I want to play this clip from TikTok. So there's this TikToker who's pretty upset that the dollar menu at McDonald's doesn't really have a lot of things on it.
Do they even call it the dollar menu anymore?
It's the value now.
The value? Oh, geez.
Well, because that's how you keep from having to charge $1.
A value for who?
Yeah, right.
Good question.
Anyway, this guy's frustrated with it, just like we all are, and this is what he has to say.
McDonald's has a dollar menu right now without a single item that costs $1.
Not one item.
No.
Well,
so is it
that?
in the dollar realm, like $1.25, $1.50?
Dollar something. Like even Dollar Store or Dollar Tree doesn't even dollar anymore.
It's like $1.50 general.
Mm-hmm.
This TikToker says McDonald's is just too expensive.
McDonald's, you come sit your trifling behind down. Y'all ain't got out of pocket. Y'all don't forget who you were. Y'all not supposed to be expensive.
I do agree.
That
I mean,
yes,
it's
right.
crazy.
It
When you go to the coast, even or anywhere really, and you get a Big Mac, how much are those? Like $5 something?
It's at least $5.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we stopped at the McD's at the coast,
Which didn't you say is notoriously very expensive?
Because it's the only McD's. They're like the drug pusher. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you want this?
So when we went there, I'm using coupons, and I'm using the app, and still, they had a new chicken sandwich, was like a spicy chicken, chicken crispy or McCrispy, was $6 something. The Big Mac
Just the
was
sandwich?
$6. So
Yeah.
we were at almost $13 before we got any fries or
Right.
fed all those people talking in my back seat.
And they're like,
That's
what are you gonna do? Go to the next McDonald's? It's
Yeah.
30 minutes away.
Exactly. And even so, it is an expensive McDonald's, but only by a few cents or like 50 cents. It's still across the board. Like that guy said, sit your trifling
You're
butt down
trifling behind down.
and let's talk about pricing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help, guys, because today California went to $20 minimum wage.
That's true. I mean,
20 bones, and so that's got to come out of somebody.
Right.
It's going to come out of us.
yeah,
not the
it's gonna.
owner.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not gonna come out of their bottom line, which is where it should come out of. It's gonna come out of
You're
our
gonna
pocket.
fire some people, and your food's gonna take a little longer. And
Yeah, we yelled, "Do what's right," and they're like, "Okay, you said it. Two more bucks for your burger."
You're gonna pay for that, but all right.
anyway, sit your trifling behind down.
Enjoy
Hey,
it.
John,
Sit
you
down.
come sit your trifling behind down.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Let's do this. There's dumbasses all over the place.
Yeah, you just reach your hand in blindly and pull one out.
Yeah, I was around a lot of them at the grocery store the other day. Just a lot of dum-dums.
Like you guys could all have an article about you.
Yeah, let's all stop right in the middle of the aisle. Idiots.
Good idea.
This Playboy model named Shannon Teresa Marie Schwartz.
Why so
Whoa.
many names?
God,
Whoa,
it's
unless
heavy.
you're the heir to an oil tycoon, I don't want
Yeah.
to hear all that.
She's apparently in hot water for allegedly trying to bribe a Department of Homeland Security, a Homeland Security federal agent to get her boyfriend, Willem Lewis Huntzinger.
Oh man,
Huntzinger is his last
He's
name.
got a long name too. What's up with
The
that?
Hunt
Is
Singers.
she going to become a Huntzinger? Or is she just going to tag that on? Shannon Teresa Marie Schwartz Huntzinger.
I think
if
she
you got-
should.
You got a half dozen names. Just throw it on the caboose.
Just keep
The
collecting.
end.
Yeah.
So anyway,
What'd she do to bribe him?
according to documents, she offered the agent about $5,000 to help
Oh.
convince a judge to let him out.
I mean, $5,000. That's pretty good.
Maybe money wasn't the play here. Wasn't what it should have been. 'Cause
The
it
agent,
didn't work.
the agent claims that he received multiple calls and texts from Schwartz, who was very persistent about getting her boyfriend Huntzinger out. She even arranged meetings with the agent and offered him $2,500 as a down payment for his
A
assistance.
down
Man,
payment.
No woman
Okay.
ever loved me this much.
Dude, nobody. My
You're
girlfriend,
gonna go empty an account
Yeah.
to get me out.
they would just bail.
Like you're a loser.
On to the next.
Do we know what he was like? What he did?
Well, he's
Or
innocent,
allegedly.
obviously.
Yeah, right.
She's in
Allegedly.
love.
Allegedly.
Despite being warned that the agent couldn't help, Schwartz continued asking. Eventually, she was arrested, and she's now facing serious charges, including up to 15 years in prison if found guilty.
You know what?
Meanwhile, he remains in custody after being found with 205 rounds of Remington .223 caliber ammunition and a bunch of drugs.
So is that frowned upon? Frowned
The
upon.
drugs
okay.
and the ammo
like
together.
the ammo's probably fine by
It's a
itself.
bad combo.
When you got
Add
the
that.
drugs too.
And
Yeah.
it's one of those deals too where you're so in love with this guy that you're just blind to it. You're like, yeah, he had drugs and hundreds of bullets, but just
But like,
can we-
look, he's a good guy. He's just misunderstood.
you guys don't know him like I know him.
And now, watch. She gets put away for 15 years. You
Yeah.
think he's going to be trying to bribe the judge? Doubt it.
No.
Doubt it. He's going to be on to the next.
He's going to be prowling at the nearest Walmart
Yeah,
as soon
exactly,
as he's released.
yeah.
When she gets out in 15 years, you're not a playmate anymore.
No.
No, but
A domate.
when was she a playmate? Shannon Teresa
And
Marie.
are there even playmates anymore? I didn't
They
think that was a
probably
thing.
do like
Is
an
it-
online nod or
Well,
something
now that
like
half is
Shannon-
gone,
Teresa.
There's no Miss January anymore.
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Shannon
Is Playboy is still a publication?
It
though?
is.
Oh, she's young, dude. She's a younger girl.
All right.
So they probably still do it. I mean, what else is there to hang your hat on if
Oh,
you're them?
and he looks like just a jabroni.
I knew it.
Oh my god!
I
He's got
freaking knew it.
he's got both pecs tattooed.
Of course.
Like
Yeah.
they're like it's a T-shirt.
Well, you got to be able
What?
to identify him when he's floating in a river. Drug dealing weirdo.
Here he is. He looks like Vanilla Ice.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Yeah.
no,
That's-
no, no,
That's
no.
trouble incarnate.
That's the guy she was trying to bust out of jail.
Stop.
Imagine
stop.
every dad's dream when that guy rolls in with
Yeah.
your daughter.
And
It's
she's
just like-
smoking, and she's with that.
She's prime time. Well, she's a playmate. She's probably not a 6.
Yeah. Oh man, come on, girl.
But I'm saying,
you
like,
can do,
how
you can do better, girl. You can do better.
What is
That's
she
what she's
doing?
saying. Yeah, I don't know.
What is she doing? Why do great girls like that? I mean, she probably is a disaster, but like, why do great girls like that go for garbage guys?
It's like, I need a bad boy. I mean, I'm not. You
I need
pay rent.
someone who
Ew.
treats their mother poorly.
We accept the love we think we deserve, you
I
guys.
guess.
So maybe
Exactly. I'm beat down to start with.
Anyway, can I borrow $20?
Except, baby.
We're gonna find out what's trending next.
Now, what's trending? Fueled by Columbia Heating and Cooling, raising your expectations of comfort.
So, Patricia Richardson, she played Jill on Home Improvement.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Tim Allen's wife.
Longtime TV mom.
She is not interested in a Home Improvement reboot.
Oh.
This is actually, I thought this was interesting because I always wondered why they didn't do a Home Improvement reboot.
I feel like everybody got out of the business afterwards. Like JTT is out. I think that one dude.
JTT's like Rick Moranis out too. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
gone. One of them's been arrested multiple
one of
times.
them.
the oldest.
She mentions,
yeah.
listen to this clip, man. She mentions all that stuff.
Okay.
There started being a rumor going around that somebody had a script that was a Jill script. It was like Jill's Dream or something like that. And he was kind of lying to people and telling them that I was on board and I didn't know anything about it. So I wrote a big thing on Twitter and just said, I'm not involved in any kind of series with Jill. And I've also never even been asked to do another Home Improvement reunion thing, but I wouldn't want to. I mean, Zach is now a felon.
Oh.
Taryn hasn't acted since he left the show. He's not an actor anymore. And Jonathan's not really interested in acting. He wants to direct and write. And we don't have Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson's not here. He
Yeah.
died,
R.I.P.,
so.
right?
This whole thing is too
Yeah.
patchy. The kids didn't age well into their teens, let alone where we are today.
I love how she's just like straight up, Zach is a felon.
Yeah.
That
Like,
was
okay.
aggressive.
She's not a proud mama.
He became a felon, I do believe, in Eugene, Oregon.
Yes, I
think
believe
that's where he
so.
got
Yes.
all of his domestic violence charges and DUIs. I think he just got another one recently.
He did, and that one I think landed him another felony because he already had, felon stuff
I wonder, does he
going.
still have Home Improvement money?
No.
Not.
I can't
mean, by the
imagine.
sweaty setup in the body cam footage
Yeah.
and all that from Eugene.
What was his real name?
I think it's Brad something.
Who played Zach on Home Improvement?
Brad's.
I'm going to look it up. Zachary Ty Bryan.
Oh, why did I think
How much is
Brad?
Zachary Ty Bryan worth?
$80.
It says $5 million.
Well, I think all that's
don't.
relative. It's like, is there a property in his name? Maybe.
Yeah,
Yes, but it's
probably.
probably baby mama lives there.
Jeez.
Or his mom's had to take it over.
Was his name Brad on the show?
I thought it was Zach.
I know, because
That's
Zach
his
is his
real
real
name.
name.
Oh, so Brad, maybe, yeah.
Did I make that up?
He does look like a Brad, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't
The
remember.
little brother, I just remember his head got so big on the show, like
Yeah.
not like ego, monstrous
Actual size head.
It's like he was so cute when they started, and it was just like,
I don't know what he went by
Big head Todd.
as on that show.
Hold on. I'm going to find this out.
All
Because
right. Yeah, now we're
now we're down the
we're in
rabbit
it.
hole.
Okay, coming up next. So how about this? If we don't find it before we're done here, we'll give it to you the Donkey Show podcast because everybody wants to know.
It's going to be Click City trying to get in there.
Oh, yeah.
You'll hear that at about 11 o'clock at 1059thebrew.com. It's the show after the show, completely unedited and uncensored. So if you want more and you would like to hear us just talk with no commercials or beeps or anything like that.
His name was Brad. It was Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
Thank you.
Yes.
He looks like a Brad.
Yeah, he's such a Brad.
It's like a cheese ball.
Dad's, Brad's, and Chad's. This guy right here.
I was always a
How dare.
JTT guy. I don't know about you
Same.
guys. So great on Tiger Beat.
I had all the posters.
We will see you tomorrow with another pair of tickets to go see Weezer at the Moda Center. We'll give those away at 7:30.
Yeah.
Or you could log on for a chance right now at 1059thebrew.com. Court is in next. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.